Anytime you're ready.
Hi, it's John Sovec here at Yoga Hub, and we're all getting ready for our upcoming virtual conference. And today, I want to share a little information with you about how it is to be a presenter for a virtual teleseminar. Now, I know a lot of you probably have experience actually giving workshops and seminars in your history. But being on a phone and doing it is just a little bit different. So I'm going to give you some pointers today, and hopefully it'll help you out to have the most successful teleseminar you can have. So let's just start with a few of the mechanical things. So on the day of the teleseminar, you're getting ready to make your phone call to check in, get everything online. Go around the house. Make sure that you turn off all clocks, all other phones, faxes, bells, whistles, put the barking dogs outside, and just set yourself up so it'll be a nice, quiet environment. Another thing to pay attention to in that moment is listen to see if there's going to be a lot of traffic sound in the background. Find a space where it'll be as quiet as possible, so then the recording will be clean and sound fantastic. With that in mind, you also want to make sure, and I've forgotten myself this one a lot of times, turn off your call waiting. Because when that beep comes in the middle of the teleseminar, it's a really embarrassing moment. So make sure and turn off your call waiting. And if you don't know how, check with your phone company before the seminar so you have an idea of how to do it. The other thing I'd like to encourage is have a pen and paper with you, and maybe a cup of tea or some water. With the pen and paper, then you can write down some notes. If someone asks a question, you just want to outline it for yourself. And the water and tea, sometimes your voice gets dry during it. It just helps keep you relaxed as well too. The other thing that I like to do is I like to keep a clock near me. Make sure the alarm's turned off, but having that clock there will help you keep track of the time as it's going by. Then you know your pacing if you need to hurry up a little bit, maybe slow down a little bit. So you're in control and really have an awareness of where you are in your seminar. Now another way that I personally like to do that I want to give you as a gift, is the idea I like to outline my seminar. Now there are lots of subjects I've spoken on a lot in the past, but each time I do one of these, it's a little bit different. So what I do is I create a real basic outline. It gives me an idea of where I'm going, and it really allows me to keep on focus. Because one of the things that happens is because you don't have a live audience there, sometimes you start to lose your concentration, your focus, because you're not getting that feedback. And the outline will really help you stay right on point. What I like to do as well is down the side of my outline, I actually put down time frames so that I know where I'm at. I'll put like 5 minutes for an introduction, maybe 10 minutes to talk about the first part of the process and where we're going into our intent. And then maybe 20 minutes where I'm actually speaking. An experiential exercise, that may last 5 or 10 minutes. And then leaving questions time frame also open. So that helps me really keep myself focused and in alignment to give a really successful teleseminar. The other stuff that I want to talk about is kind of a little bit of an internal process. It can feel really awkward being on your phone or on your headset and just talking into space. I think one of the visuals that helps me a lot is really paying attention and having a circle of my best friends around me. They're not really there, but I imagine they're in the room with me so that I can speak like I'm talking to my best friends. And that way, it helps me relax and also helps me to speak more clearly. Be really, really comfortable also on these teleseminars to leave empty space. When you're doing it in a workshop, the room tends to still be filled with energy, so it doesn't feel as empty. But when you're on the phone, and let's say you're doing an experiential exercise, and you need to leave some empty space for people to experience it, really learn to be comfortable with that. Because a natural tendency is to want to rush through it and not leave the space that you were hoping to have for the experience to be fully had by your participants. One last thing that I want to share with you, and it's going to sound kind of strange, but it has to do with you actually on the phone and on your headset. So I used to work for a big theme park company, and there they have those animated characters that walk around the park. And sometimes you'd see characters there who were kind of like, just kind of dull, but they were doing the thing. And then you'd see others that just seemed to be really alive and really moving and attracting people. Well, the difference I learned from the people who actually did that work was the ones who were really lively were actually fully animating themselves inside their costumes. So if their character was supposed to be happy, they'd make a big happy face. Well, I encourage you to maybe do that when you're speaking on your phone as well too, so that you're not just kind of having a flat monotone energy, but you start to animate as you speak, move your hands around, and that will make you feel more alive and more in the moment with your presentation. So with all that in line, I encourage you to have a great time. And the last thing I would say is just share your knowledge, but also share your joy. Thanks. This is John Sovec signing off from Yoga Hub. Have a great teleseminar.